We continue our conversation on the country's ever-rising violent crime levels as we now shine a spotlight on gun violence. The recent mass shootings have raised questions over the country's gun laws. The organizations such as Gun Free South Africa are calling for tighter gun control laws in order to reduce gun-related crimes in the country. But not everyone believes that this is the solution. An entity called South African Gun Owners Association is one of those, and its member is Aziza Scheidereiter, who joins us now to tell us why they are advocating for gun ownership in South Africa. Aziza, good evening to you, and thank you very much for your time. I don't want to make assumptions for why people feel the need to have guns. So you explain it, why it is that people feel the need to own guns.
Good evening. Thanks for having me tonight. So to jump right into it, I reckon that leading up to our very significant Women's Day coming up now on the 9th of August, we really do need to focus on our right to protect ourselves. Us as women are left vulnerable in the community. We have already had confirmation from the police that they are unable to fulfill their mandate and protect us. So just to, I know often we like to refer to statistics, but if we look at the basic statistic of having one police officer for 266 inhabitants, which includes, by the way, our Public Service Act members as well. So that reduces the number even further to roughly 376 citizens to one police officer. It is impossible for the police to protect us. Therefore, I feel strongly that the onus is on us to protect ourselves. We are, sadly, our own first responders. We have seen a significant increase in crime over the last 10 years in our country. Unfortunately, it seems we do have not a gun problem, we have a violence problem. And it is up to us to defend ourselves because there is nobody else coming to help us. I think that has been made very, very clear.
Yeah. So here's the rub. Those that say there needs to be tighter gun controls, yes, you're quite right. We need to protect ourselves. We are our own responders. However, in a situation where a criminal enters your home and is able to disarm you and take your weapon to go and commit a crime elsewhere, is that not a problem? That firearm, which was acquired lawfully with a license, is now in the hands of a criminal?
So, again, if we do want to refer to statistics, the civilian loss of guns in South Africa, and this is referring to the SA Global Small Arms Survey, is approximately 9,000 to 10,000 civilian guns. That includes Metro Police, it includes Traffic Police, it includes Sandparks, Eskom, Prasa, etc. So looking at that, the significance of private and civilian firearm loss is tiny in the greater scheme of things, considering that we currently have approximately 3 million illicitly owned firearms doing the rounds.
Yeah.
So private gun ownership, in our opinion, does not seem to be the problem. Also, if you look at our Act and our general firearm applications for a self-defense firearm, most of us have made provision to protect ourselves as best as possible. And I can assure you, using our firearm is our very last resort. So we tend to make sure that we have got alarm systems and burglar proofing and whatever means necessary to protect ourselves, as well as the adequate training to do so. So I truly don't believe that argument bears any significance in the argument of firearms circulating around society, illicit firearms at least.
Yeah. Final point I'd like to tackle with you. We see almost regularly, I'm not going to say every day, but regularly, America is struggling with people who own guns, that some of them, at times, it would seem they are mentally unstable. And then there are those that simply have the urge to just want to go and commit mass murder. We don't know what motivates that kind of action. But if we bring it to the home front, there are instances where children will get a hold of a gun at their home and either shoot themselves dead or shoot a fellow or shoot a sibling by mistake. Those rules, is that not a concern for gun owners, South Africa?
It is most certainly a concern, but I do have to make it clear that America's problems are not ours. For starters, I don't think we can compare their own statistics to ours. I cannot speak for their statistics. I do believe that South African gun owners in general are incredibly aware of such scenarios. And if you were to look at the overall picture, as sad as these instances are, accidents happen, and accidents happen without firearms, accidents happen with knives, accidents happen on the road. So we would have to look at those individual cases and see the broader picture there. But I do believe that with greater awareness and programs that are being rolled out to schools and similar, I don't think that that is something of concern. A greater concern to us would be the illicit firearms that are still making its way into our system, and crime in general, just violent crime that is not being attended to, and a justice system that is failing our citizens.
Aziza Scheidereiter, thank you very much for your time and contribution to this important discussion. South African Gun Owners Association is the organization